Friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm here with TDS on benefits or the perquisites in respect of business and profession. The newly inserted section 194R, and the recent circular of circular number 12 of 2022, which is dated 16th of June 2022. Friends, in Finance Act 2022, there was a new section introduced, section 194R, which says that and it mandates a person who is transferring the benefit or the perquisites to deduct 10% of the value of the particular benefits or the perquisites transferred to a certain person. Basically, I read out the section. The section says that it mandates a person who is responsible for providing any benefit or perquisites to a resident, underline resident, to deduct the tax at source at the rate of 10% of the value or aggregate of the value of such benefit or the perquisites. Before providing such benefit or perquisites, the benefit or the perquisites may or may not be convertible into money, but should arise either from carrying out of a business or from exercising a profession by such residents. Friends, this section is very elaborative and very clear. Broadly considered, everybody, all resident, whenever there is a transfer of benefit, the tax to be deducted at the rate of 10%. It is not applicable for the benefit or the perquisites is below 20,000 in a particular year, in a year of 2022-23. This section is applicable from 1st July 2022. For the threshold, we will take the date from 1st April 2022 to 31st March 2023. This is not applicable to an individual and HUF where the turnover of the individual or HUF from the business is less than 1 crore, and if it is a profession, then it is less than ₹50 lakhs. This circular has been given you the guidelines, and in guidelines they have carried out 10 questions. So we'll go one by one all the questions. The first question I read out: is it necessary that the person providing benefit or the perquisites need to check if the amount is taxable under section 28(4), that is business income, before deducting the section TDS under section 194R? The answer is no. It is not the duty of the person who is providing the benefit to check whether it will fall under the business or profession or not. His duty is to tax or deduct the tax at the rate of the 10%. Second question: is it necessary that the benefit or a perquisites must be in kind or for the section 194R of the Act? The Act has already said that it can be in cash or in kind, but before the benefit is getting transferred, the TDS has to be deducted or to be deposited. Third question is there any requirement to deduct tax under section 194R of the Act when benefit or perquisites in the form of the capital assets? The answer is yes. The Act is not like dividing anything into the capital asset or the revenue asset. It is defined as a perquisite. So even though the perquisites is in the nature of capital asset, the TDS at the rate of the 10% is to be deducted. The guideline has given various examples which you can go through under this particular guidelines. Fourth question is whether the sales discount, cash discount, or the rebates are benefit or the perquisites. So friends, to come out of this cumbersome or the very difficult kind of the calculation, the Act has carved out this sales discount and the cash discounts or the rebate from this particular section, because it is very difficult whether it is a cash discount or whether it's a perquisites given to the person, or if it is free product given to a particular person, 1-on-2 or 3-on-2 or 2-on-5, whatever, then it will be very difficult to find out the perquisites value. So they have said that sales discount is out of the purview, or the cash discount is out of the purview of this particular section. They have given some examples like product which is being given free, or the quantity discount, and so on. The another The other question is the question number 5. How is the valuation is to be carried out? So they have divided into two. One, if the person who is transferring the benefit has purchased the product or the item and transferred, then the purchase value. If it is manufactured and transferred or the given to the person, then it will be a value at which the manufacturer is selling to the customer. That is to be taken as a value. Question number 6. Many a times the social media influencer is given a product of a manufacturing company so that he can demonstrate, and a video can be prepared and put up onto social media. Here also they said that yes, it is a perquisites if that particular product which the person is demonstrating is kept by him and not returned to the manufacturer. If it is returned to the manufacturer after demonstration, then there is no perquisites. Question number 7, whether the reimbursement of out-of-pocket expense incurred by the service provider in the course of rendering services may be a benefit or a perquisites. The guideline has given one beautiful example of a consultant and a company, where I'll just read out the particular example. It says that that there is a consultant is rendering service to a person X for which he is receiving consultancy fee. In the course of rendering that service, he has to travel various locations and he is getting reimbursement from the person X. For this purpose, ordinarily the expenditure incurred by consultant is a part of the business expenses of the consultant. So that there is no question of reimbursement. But in such a case, if he is getting the reimbursement, the fee received by the consultant is his income and the expenses incurred on travel is his expenses, deductible from such income in computation of his total income. Now, if the travel expenses is met by the company X, it is the benefit or the perquisites provided by the X to the consultant. So if the amount which is supposed to be paid by consultant is reimbursed or getting reimbursed from company X, it will be a perquisites. Again, it says that if the company, the expenses is in the name of the company X and then company X is giving reimbursement to the consultant, it is not taxable. But if the expenses is in the name of the consultant and then company is reimbursing, it is the perquisites. Question number 8, if there is a dealer conference to educate the dealers about the product, whether it is a benefit or the perquisites, if it is given to the masses of the dealers, it is not a perquisites. For example, the training for technical session is given to the dealers, or new product launch seminar, or how the product can be used better, or there will be a sales technique for the particular sales of the product, or reconciliation of accounts of the dealer and the customer, and so on. So if such kind of the conferences are there, then there is no this one. But if it is incentivized to a selected customer or the dealer, then it is a perquisites. If it is being given for a leisure trip, it is a perquisites. If it is given for a family member along with the dealer, then it is a perquisites. If it is stay expenses of the particular dealer prior to the conference or post to the conference, then that particular period, it will be a perquisites. Going forward to question number 9, section 194R provides that if the benefit perquisite is in kind or a partly in kind, and the cash is not sufficient to make the payment of TDS, then the person responsible for the providing such benefit or perquisites is required to ensure that the tax required to be deducted has been paid in respect of the benefit or the perquisites before releasing the benefit. And how can such person be satisfied that the tax has been deposited? I'll simplify this question. The question says that if the benefit is in kind or a partly in kind and partly in cash, but the person who is getting the benefit is not able to make the payment of TDS or the depositing the tax, then how the person who is making the benefit, transferring the benefit, will satisfy himself that the tax is being paid? So the guideline has given two way outs. One, that the Receiver of the benefit will make the payment of advance tax and give the challan along with the letter, and the provider of the benefit will show this under the form 26Q. And second, and the simple is the provider of the services will make the payment of TDS, but in this case, this payment of TDS will be a part of the perquisites. And the last question, question number 10, section 194R will come into force from 1st July 2022. So whether the threshold will be taken from 1st April 2022, so answer is yes. And whether the perquisites being given paid before 30th June 2022 will be taxable, the answer is no. But for threshold of 20,000, the whole 12 months period will be taken into consideration. And if the threshold is already over, then from 1st July, the TDS will have to be deducted. If it is to be further, there is a payment to the same person. So friends, this is it for this particular session. We have covered almost all the 10 questions, which is given in the guidelines. The guidelines are framed very beautifully, and it has almost given all the answers to the questions. And we will be coming soon with another videos for any updates on this particular section or any other sections or any other topics. Thank you very much, friends.